Welcome to the Daily Gerry Anderson podcast, which today should be marked in the annals as the day the sound levels after 2 decades were finally sorted out. Hallelujah, and of course, rejoice.
I found out why you go up and down.
Do you? Okay. What's Emma doing there? She's
Emma's getting her headphones. Do you know what? You have big surges.
Yes.
And you sometimes
Sometimes I do. Yeah.
sometimes you go down. Right?
I'm more often up.
Right? So a man came in. I normally talk to engineers in Belfast.
Yes, I know that
start.
engineer
you know
talk.
That,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And Ken came in. And he says, I want to watch you this morning.
Oh.
And I says, what? He says,
Where have I heard that before?
He said, I want to look over your shoulder
Oh, that's a
to
change.
see what you're doing.
Oh. Do you mind if I look?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And so
And did he watch you?
he watched me. And just before I sent the tone to Belfast, he says, wrong. Apparently it was all my fault.
I thought so.
Yes. I was sending your legs down at 5.
Well, yeah.
I was sending, yes.
Whereas my legs were 4.
No, your legs are 3 3/4.
I thought I was 4.
No.
Is that inside leg?
3 3/4. Ken said, no. He says, that's what's wrong.
Well, you see, this is what's wrong. As a matter of fact, when I came in here today and started the programme and played that record, I noticed that everything was calm and lovely.
Yes.
And everything is between 4 and 5.
Yes.
And my legs are fine.
Your legs are fine. I was sending your legs at the wrong speed.
So it was your fault.
Apparently so, but no one told me. I was always led to believe send your legs down to Belfast between 4 and 5.
But you're not qualified to send anyone's legs
But
anywhere.
Ken trained me. This was long time ago.
Ken just spoke in my ear.
What did he say?
He said it's 3 1/4.
Oh, well, sorry.
The first time he's ever spoken to me. Ken, thank you for that.
3 1/4.
Ken, I want to
Well,
say
there
this.
you are.
Ken, if you can hear me,
Yeah.
please speak to me again. He says he's going to speak to me again. Do you hear him? Hey, I'll tell you, Ken, people want to hear what you sound like. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this headphone to the microphone, and I want Ken to say, I love everyone out there. Go on, Ken.
I love everyone out there.
That's our Ken.
It's the first time he's ever been on the air.
That's it. He'd be looking for money.
See, people don't believe he exists, you
No,
know,
there
but
he
we
is.
know, to our horror, that he does exist. People in the Northwest have been newly exposed to the Nolan Show, a pestilence from which they had hitherto been spared. Even the young are complaining. I've just turned on Radio Foyle to find the Nolan Show. I know I shouldn't be too alarmed that he's been aired on Radio Foyle for a number of weeks now. I read it in the paper. However, being a student on my first day back at university, this is the first time in a month that I've had reason to be out of my bed at this ungodly hour. I tried to find a word in the dictionary to describe this programme, but I can't. The only thing I can come up with is nyamming. Nyamming. They're nyamming all the time. They do, don't they?
They do nyam.
You see, I think this is a legacy of the Troubles, because we have always nyammed. And I have to say, people in Derry, Stoke, Londonderry have always been known as nyamming whingers, but with good reason. We had good reason to nyam and whinge, but everybody in Northern Ireland learned from us. So now everybody complains and nyams and everything. Did you see the photograph in the paper today of the woman sitting beside her heater?
Yes, bless her. I felt sorry for her. Yes. God, I love her.
It's a photograph of hardship. It's a woman sitting with an electric heater with her hands out. I lived like that for 10 years. I thought that was normal. And here's a quiz. Hugo Duncan is going on the road with his country and western tour. And he's going to all the usual theatres here in Derry, Stoke, Londonderry. And the local paper, it says Hugo is coming. And they're going to give away free tickets. And they said, you have to complete this. Hugo Duncan is the wee man from...
Yes, I know what you said this morning.
Hell!
Yes.
The wee man from hell!
Listen, you're in Belfast tomorrow.
Indeed.
Would you do something, please?
I will.
A group of sportsmen approached me.
Did they? Did they? What did you say to them? Did you say maybe? Go ahead.
No.
Go
on
ahead.
Tuesday night, I was talking to a group of men.
And how unusual is that? You should talk to women sometime. It's far.
Yeah.
It's more fun. Anyway, go ahead. I'm
Okay.
not taking you seriously. Right, go ahead.
No,
Let's start again.
And on Tuesday night, I was talking to a group of men. You see, and they're great sportsmen, and you know, and they said, "Could I get Stephen Watson
Oh.
Stephen Watson.
Oh, different Stephen.
Yes. Yeah. Could we please get Stephen Watson to stop saying "at the heart of sport"? It's driving people mad.
At the heart of sport.
You know,
okay, well, maybe people are listening. Maybe Joel Taggart is listening.
What does it mean? It's
at the heart of sport. It's one of those things that you say.
At the heart of sport.
Like having...
That's the way he says it too as well.
At the heart of sport.
At the heart of sport.
At the heart of sport.
It's awful.
Well, okay, maybe Joel's listening, and Joel will be a good friend of Stephen's. Maybe Stephen himself is listening. Maybe perhaps someone from the BBC will pass on to him that there's a group of sportsmen who talk to you on a regular basis who want him to stop saying "at the heart of sport."
Yes.
Right? Okay. Consider that done.
There's a wee call for you.
Indeed. We've had some requests here. Let me just check what this is for.
No, they want you to call and see him.
Me to call and see who?
They want you to call and see Stephen Watson. They want you to knock
Oh, you
on his
delivered it personally?
Door. Want you to do it.
Oh, no,
yeah.
once he gets the message, that's okay.
It
doesn't need a personal call from me. That looks like I care. The presenter knows many things, and listeners often come to him for information. The presenter tries, of course, to limit the replies to words of one syllable, but often cannot resist the opportunity to expand and theorise on his opinions on the world.
Jerry, I'm trying to find out the name of the political correspondent that was on the Newsnight Newsline with Donna Traynor.
Mm-hmm.
He spoke, I think, for 2 or 3 minutes. It's just that I'm racking my brains for to try to remember his name. I think his first name was Stephen, the big tall man with glasses and grey hair.
I wonder who that would have been.
Steve, I think I could be wrong. It's just one of those things.
Stephen Grimison? No, Stephen Grimison isn't with the BBC now. I think he's a PR man in Stormont or something like that.
No,
political advisor.
Stephen Grimison.
No, it's not Stephen. No, I didn't see Newsline last night.
He's a political correspondent.
Big talk. Was he from Northern Ireland, from the province itself?
Yeah, I think he is. He spoke, I think, out from Westminster on the Newsline.
Oh, Stephen Walker.
Stephen Walker.
Stephen Walker. Yeah, Stephen was the parliamentary correspondent for a long time.
Is Stephen Walker grey now?
That's him.
He became grey very quickly.
Grey?
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Not at all, Stephen. It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye. You see, this is one of the examples. Anyone who wants to know anything is afraid to talk to me. I will treat them with the utmost courtesy. Stephen went grey very quickly.
Obviously.
Yes. You see, sometimes that happens in the BBC. I don't know what would happen if it ever happened to me. Sure, look at Eamon Holmes. Eamon Holmes went grey overnight, and he's in Sky. So it doesn't matter what channel you're on.
Eamon Holmes is not grey.
He is?
He's not.
Yes, he is. You see, you don't know. You don't know. When was the last time you saw Eamon Holmes? His hair is white now. Do you not realise that? His hair is white. Because he stopped the old...
Oh, was he at it?
He was at it for a long time. And then one day he went to Sky because he knew nobody would see him. So he said, there's no point in me keeping this dye going because nobody's watching. And then suddenly when he came out as a grey-haired man, it was a great shock to me. Because I switched on... do you remember going through the channels? Remember those days? You went through the channels? I was going through a channel one day and I came across him. I was lying in a hotel bed, alone, I might add. And I was going through... You go through the channels. It's a novelty. Have you a TV in your bedroom?
Yeah.
You see, I won't do that. Because I know that I will lie and change the channels all the time because I'm restless. So I don't have a TV in my bedroom. So whenever I stay in a hotel, I regard this as a novelty. So I just flick through the channels all the time.
But I never watch it.
But it's in your bedroom.
Sometimes my trousers hang over it.
I didn't need to know that. That wasn't necessary. What about your underpants? Would you ever drape them over the top of it? Emma, turn your head. So I was flicking through in the morning, very early in the morning, and there was a man with white hair who looked vaguely familiar. I went, by thunder, I said, that's Eamon Holmes. He stopped using it. And he had. And he came out. And then I saw him not too long afterwards, and he was a white-haired man. There are a lot of men, Look at Paul Clark. He's the opposite. His eyebrows have turned black. Neither the presenter nor Coilis Interruptus have ever got over traumas and slights experienced during their abrasive childhoods. They find it difficult to, as they say, move on, and are happy and content to lick old wounds. I was an alto when I was in the choir. I was in St. Eugene's Cathedral Choir. And I was an alto, contralto, but they called us altos, which meant that my voice was a little lower than the other boys who went on to become Irish dancers. Sean, were you in the choir at all? Were you not?
No.
Did you ever...
I failed the audition.
I did an audition in a doorway.
No, I failed it.
Did you?
I failed it because I was nervous.
How do you know you just didn't fail it because you were no good?
No, because it was...
I've never heard you singing.
No, yes, you did.
No. Oh, I heard you singing Little Old Wine Drinker Me, but that's not the same thing because you were full. And you wouldn't be required to sing Little Old Wine Drinker Me during Bach's B minor Mass.
No. We were asked to do Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do.
Well, I can see why you failed, because that was all the same note.
Right, you see? But I couldn't do it.
Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
If you'd have done that, you'd been in like Flynn.
Yeah.
And you must have felt rejected.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Go home with your tail between your legs.
Yeah.
And did you tell your parents that you'd been...
Yeah, because my father...
They were expecting you to.
No, my father was a fine singer, and he sang in...
Monty was your father.
Yes, and he
sang...
And
was he a singer, really?
There's a in the local fish, there's a cup named after him, and he won a cup.
The Monty Coyle Cup.
James Coyle Cup.
James Coyle, Monty was his nickname.
Yes.
And he was a good singer, was he?
And
see, that normally he passes that on.
But it was nerves with me, you see. I was nervous.
But you still can't sing. I've seen you when you're completely relaxed, that is, drunk, and I've heard you singing, and there's no great talent there, I have to say. Or maybe you're always nervous. No, I'm sorry. Well, maybe you'd like to sing a little something for us now. now that you're sober and relaxed. Go on. Go on, sing a song. Go on, sing a song. Go on.
I will not.
Let the people know what they missed in the
I'm
choir.
all right.
Which choir did you audition for? The same one as I was in? St. Eugene's Boys Choir?
Excuse me. I was a few weeks ago. I was singing with Big Charlie.
Charlie Lansborough?
Yeah.
Charlie will do anything. The presenter went to visit his maker last night. No, not his agent. His local church. He was overcome by emotion and almost contributed to the silent collection. Of course, he recovered in time and put the money back in his pocket where it belonged. I was at church last night, and I won't tell you why. And I heard a man behind me singing. Do you know the way he'd sing at the end? You know when the priest says, that's what we're read up. He said, go, the Mass is over. And then they sing, and the priest walks down the aisle singing. Do you ever see them doing that?
Yeah.
Walk down the aisle going... It's great. It's funny when the priest walks past you singing. You think he's had a drink. Anyway, there was a man behind me singing. And the most glorious voice. And I was dying to look around to see who he was. You know the way you just stand there and look at people singing? And people are going... But this man was going... But not like that, but beautiful, beautiful operatic voice. And I went, this man standing behind me, and I was picturing what he looked like. I was saying, this man, what does he look like? And do you ever hear somebody singing behind you and try to figure what you look like? And then finally, because you can't look around because you know you're looking around because he's singing. And he had the most beautiful voice, and I enjoyed it. And then the thing went over, and then we all shuffled out. And I looked around, and I had a look at him. He's a wee tiny man, a wee baldy man.
Oh, what's wrong with that?
Are
we baldy men not allowed to be good singers?
Stop defending wee baldy man.
I won't defend wee baldy men.
He didn't sound like a wee baldy man. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
wee baldy man. I think I know how wee baldy men sound. And he didn't sound... He sounded like a big man with a big wave.
People who don't know you, I never set eyes on you, and you would say to them, they would say, what does he look like? And you would say to them, what do you think Jerry Anderson looks like? They all think you're a big, tall man.
Well, so I am.
I was told, one person described you as a tall man with red hair. I
don't want to be a tall man.
No, that's what someone said to me. I should be a big, tall fellow with red hair.
I don't have red hair.
No, he's not. Oh.
For reasons best known to himself, the presenter now becomes somebody else who is dead. There's a fella says he's going to open an Italian funeral home and call it Passed Away. Jerry, would you please do some more, what do you call the fella I did there?
The wee Archibald man.
What's his name? Derek Bell. Do you know what Derek Bell? I will. I'll just, before I go, I'm in great demand as a session musician because I play many instruments, including the harp and the piano. I was called by a gentleman, and with him I was vaguely familiar. I know he's very popular amongst the working class and pensioners. His name is Daniel O'Donnell, and he asked me to do a session with him, and it was a Christmas album he was doing. I said to myself, so I don't know any Christmas songs at all apart from Rest Ye All Ye Faithful. So he give me a piece of music, and he said, I want you to play that. And he said, the song is called Little Drummer Boy. And he started to sing pa-rum-pa-pum-pum and pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. And after every line, after every word, it was pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. And he couldn't do it properly at all. I said, Daniel, will you stop singing that kind of songs?
I wonder, does Daniel regret if he recorded that?
A rum-pa-pum-pum. But it's a great album.
Parumpa-pum-pum.
Parumpa-pum-pum. Go and do it again.
Could you sing it?
I don't know the words.
Little Conde told me.
They told me parumpa-pum-pum.
Parumpa-pum-pum.
A newborn baby. Parumpa-pum.
Parumpa-pum-pum. Rumpa-pum-pum. Rumpa-pum-pum. Rumpa-pum-pum.
Rumpa-pum-pum. We'll do it together after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rumpa-pum-pum.
Rumpa-pum-pum.
Rumpa-pum-pum. It's a great album all the same. Rumpa-pum-pum.
God, we used to sit around the fire, Jerry, and Christmas
That's in the old
Day.
days when the people would take a pinch of snuff.
And men would come in from the hills and off the boats, and we'd all sing Parumpa-pum.
Parumpa-pum-pum.
Parumpa-pum.
Parumpa-pum-pum.
Oh, God, it was great.
Thank you for listening. Back tomorrow.